Hello everybody, how are you? Welcome to the geography class. Well, we have started geography class and as we understand, geography, a very interesting subject dealing with the entire earth science, or the other name of geography could be called as earth science. Okay. Now, see, there are a lot of things that we use in our life. Take supposedly this, what's that? A marker, right? That's a book, right? This is your book, isn't it? So we use so many things into our life, right? Many things are there which we use, like you might be using a bottle which you carry in your house, which you use into your house, which you carry to your school also. So many things we use in our day-to-day life, isn't it? Lot of things are there which are being utilized by us, and all these things, some way or the other, they are able to meet up our utility. Okay, they have something or the other kind of use in our life, right? So we have many things into our life, lot of things. We are talking about various things, students. So these things we can find that they have lot of use into our life. Okay, by this time I think you could have understood which chapter we are going to start today. Well, I would like to discuss the chapter of the chapter of resources. Now, one thing I would like to say, see, there are a story given into your book of two brother and sister, depicting that both of them were working there with their mother, right? As might be you people are also doing at home, isn't it? You also help your mother, I suppose, isn't it? Lot of things were scattered into their house, alright? And they were gathering the things together, okay? Like a pen, a paper, a bottle of honey, or might be a water bottle, or anything, alright? They were collecting all the things those were scattered here and there into their house, okay? Along with their mother, alright? They were trying to help their mother. So, and by this time, and their names are Mona and Raju, okay? Mona the sister, Raju the brother, alright? And both of them were helping each other, helping their mother. And in this course of action, in this course of work, they asked something that all these things are very important. That is why they are very much important. Why? Because all the things are, their mother said you can collect all the things, and this because all the things are very important, and that is why they all are resources for us. Okay, then comes a question. Okay, they have understood that these all things are very much important for them, and they have started collecting. And again a question arises into his mind, that's a resource. By this time he could understand that anything having some kind of utility, okay, anything that has some kind of utility could be called as a resource. But up to this much he could understand. Then again a question arises into his mind. Okay, the question is that what is that? Okay, let us note it down, that anything that is having a okay, anything that have utility is a resource. All right. Now, a question arises into his mind that well, if anything that have utility, that have some usability into our life, that is a resource. Means we use that, we have a necessity of it. That is why it's a resource. Okay. Now, what makes a resource? Again, a question has come into his mind that what makes a resource? Okay, what makes a thing to be a resource? Okay, what makes a thing to be a resource? when can we call a thing to be a resource? That again another question came into his mind, okay, into the mind of Raju. Then what it is said, see, Raju now wanted to know from his amma that what is the thing that is making a particular thing into a resource, alright? And he said that it is the use and the utility of a thing that is making it a resource, and along with that, you have many things that you can use, right? You have many things that you can use into your life, but that thing, now that thing should have some kind of value. Understood? What is value? When we have some kind of, by value here we mean the market value, right? By value we mean the market value. Now if you suppose, if you are talking about such a thing which is very common and everybody have it, alright? So that particular thing will never be sold into the market, isn't it? Only that thing will be sold into the market which has a particular kind of, which is a little bit rare, okay? Which is not found very easily. Understood? If something which is found, which belongs to everybody, so nobody is going to buy that, and obviously that will not have any market value, because there is no problem in getting that. Alright, so anything that is found little bit scarcely, that kind of a thing could only be called as a resource. Means that is only rising the value into the market. Understood? So anything that is having, so what is the answer, students, here? What is the answer of this question? The answer is that anything that has a value. Alright? Okay? Value. That is the market value. By value we mean the market value, okay? That can be sold into the market. Anything could be sold into the market when it is having a kind of customer, okay? There should be some customer demand of that market. Into the market, customer should be there. There should be some consumer. There should be some customer into the market. If you are going to if you are taking a kind of commodity or a good into the market and you don't have any buyers for that, you don't have any consumer of that, so what would be the condition of that particular thing? It will not have any value, right? So that is why, what makes a thing to be a resource? A market value. Clear up to this much, students? So we go forward with the chapter, and what we find that just now whatever we discussed, okay, about conception of this about the resource, it will come onto your screen, which is just in accordance to your text. All right, we'll see that. You can see here, anything that can be used to satisfy the need is a resource. Okay, the water you drink, the electricity that you use, all right, the mobile phone you use, etc., all are considered to be as resource, okay, and they all have the utility. Utility means the usability. There should be some utility, there should be some usability of that. That is what is making an object or a substance to be called as a resource. Alright. Now here we understand that what is a resource, that is how the demand is increasing. Where there is a demand, where there is utility, then only it is called as a resource, right? Next onward we see that there are a lot of inclusions into this. There are a lot of development along with that. Okay. Value, as we have discussed here, the term, we have introduced the term as value, that is the market value. We see a market value is gained by, as we have discussed, the market value is gained by the demand of the consumer. There should be some consumer, there should be some utility of it, and it should be not very easily available. If a thing is very much easily available, nobody is going to buy it, right? The thing belongs to everybody. Okay, so such a kind of thing will not be bought by anyone, right? Sorry. So that is why the thing which is very easily available, that can also not be a resource, because that will not have any kind of market transactions. Okay, so we understand up to this much, right? Resource have a value, and the value means the worthness of it into the market. All right. Then we see that the metals have an economic value, fruits have a kind of nutritional value, Okay, a beautiful landscape has a natural value. All right, so all are important to satisfy various human needs. Human needs are of various manners, right? So various manners of needs are satisfied with the setup of various availability of resources. Okay, so we can understand that resources could be something which are having the proper utility, which are having the proper demand, the usability. So all these kind of things are involved into the usability, or to increase the market value, or to be called a thing, to be called as a resource. Okay, anything that can be that have utility is a resource. Okay. Okay, up to this much we are clear. Next is that people themselves are the most important resource. Okay, people themselves are the most important resource. How is it so, students? Because when a person, all right, see, there could be lot of things. Now this thing particularly is the one which can be assigned as a resource, and this assignment of resource could be that it should be identified by human being. All right, now this identification of the resource by human being could be only that when human being is trying with his intellectuality, he is trying to make a particular thing to be a resource, then only a particular thing becomes a resource. All right, when a thing is becoming a resource, when human being is identifying that particular thing, then only we understand that this is actually a resource. All right, a thing cannot be a resource until and unless it is identified, until and unless it is signified, until and unless it is used, and also on the contrary, it should be on the demand by the human being. So human being are actually playing various roles, right? Human being are playing, basically we can identify human being is the one who is the seller, human being is the one who is the buyer. So both are human being, and to assign a commodity to be taken to the market according to meet up the demand, there also we understand a particular thing to be made into use into the life of human being. Only human being could understand that this particular thing can be used by us. Okay, now let us take the example of, say, mud. All right, just mud, clay or mud, something like that. So you take a handful of mud, or you take a little bit of mud into a bowl. Would you have any utility of it? You will not have any utility of it. Then what would you do with that? Now if now this kind of mud, means certain kind of mud, when it is given to a potter, what will he do? He will start making some beautiful mud works with that, isn't it? He will start making some beautiful potteries with those. All right, now on and on we find that he has given creations to lot of beautiful things. Okay, he has made some flower vase, he has made some toys with those, he has made some kind of designable things with those, he has made some kind of small vessels with those, which are used in the sweet shops, like that. So many things could be made. So a particular, just a mud, I have given you the example of mud or clay, that particular mud or clay could be made a resource by the application of human talent and intelligence. Okay, so that is what human being is, only the one who is giving birth to a resource. Okay, a particular thing could be a resource only when human being identifies it, only when human being prepares it or shapes it in the form of a resource. I hope you understood by this much. Now I'll give a short example, another one, that is coal. All right, you know coal looks very ugly, right? Coal is a very ugly thing, and just a coal one. All right, now do you think coal has so much of ugliest use, isn't it? No, it doesn't have. Coal have many and innumerable use. Understood? Coal by itself, it has around 1500 of products and byproducts, those are coming out from the coal. All right, this coal we find into the layers of the soil. right? So what we find into the layers of the earth. So this coal could be utilized. At the beginning, human being did not identify it, but gradually, by his intelligence, by his development, he has understood, no, this coal could be utilized into a various ways, isn't it? It could be utilized into a various ways. So by this way, by the development of intelligence and all these things, we find that human being has made a ugliest thing or a non-usable thing into a most usable thing, and has made so much of products and byproducts of it. Okay, we move forward with the chapter, students. Okay, now there is applied lot of things. What is that? Time and technology. Can we see into the slide of the time and technology, please? Yes, you can see it's there onto your screen, students. You can see the what it is according to your book, right? This time and technology. See, technology is an application of knowledge and skill in doing or making new things, all right? And technology to create hydroelectricity has turned energy of flowing water into a very important source. Now you can see that technology is something, a very much powerful thing. What is that? That is also being created by human being. So human being is playing the entire role. That is why it has been assigned that human being is only the kind of person, or is only the most important resource. Okay, human being is only the most important resource, that is assigning a resource to be called as a resource. So by the application of this, so what we understand, a resource, a thing could be formed into a kind of resource with the application of what? When it has, okay, first of all let us understand it, that when it has demand, okay, it has utility, alright, when it has demand and it has utility, right? So we understand when it has demand, when it has utility, and moreover when it has a value, right? It should have demand, it should have utility, it should have value, right? And which is the most important resource? Human beings are the most important resource. Okay, so we understand up to this much, that resource could be a resource with the help of demand. If there is demand, there is utility, there is value. Okay, and human beings are the most important resource of all, as we have discussed, and that is why in relation to this I would tell you one thing, that human being is only the creator and he is only the consumer. Okay, he is the creator of the resource, he himself is the, okay, let us understand it in this manner. Human beings are the creator, that is making a resource, a thing to be a resource, and he is only the consumer. Okay, understood? So you understand, he is the creator, he is the consumer, right, like that, and he is only the seller. Okay, up to this much we are clear, students? We'll move forward. Now a thing to be called as a resource, alright? How a thing is can be improvised to be taken into the form of a resource, alright? With the application of what? When we are talking about the example of water, okay, let us take this. Water, isn't it? When we see about water, water is what? Can it be sold in the market, students? Can it be sold in the market? Did you ever, did human being ever think that water could also be sold in the market? Yes, nowadays water is sold. Water is sold into the cans. Water is sold into bottles. Those are drinking water, those are mineral water, like that, isn't it? Now, this is one kind of use of the water, alright, to meet up the thirst, alright, which is the other name of life. Water is the other name of life. We all know that, right? Now, another thing is that this water, now something human being could identify, that the flow of the water, okay? We talked about water. Now, if we consider the flow, okay, when a river is flowing from a mountainous region, when a river is flowing from a mountainous region, what is happening? From there, suppose take the example of Himalaya. From there we get lot of voluminous flow of rivers, right? So when the river is flowing voluminously, then what happens? What are the things to be identified in the river? What are the things could be identified into the river that is flowing into an undulating topography? This is not a plain region. I am talking about an undulating topography, an uneven topography with a very much higher elevation, with lot of height. Okay. So what happens when a river is flowing in this manner? What are the noticeable things? Just imagine what could a human being have noticed into such a flowing river? A voluminous flow of river, a lot of flow is there. What could be the noticeable thing? First one is the speed. Okay. First one is the speed into the water. Okay. Next is that this. Okay. Let us take it like this. Speed of okay, we can find here the speed of the water, alright. Next is the volume, alright. Speed of water and the volume of water, okay. Had it been a very less volume of water was flowing, then there was a difference, okay. If the water is flowing in this manner, okay, a thin flow of water, just I'll try to identify, that is why I've shown you the comparativeness. If a thin flow of water is flowing there and the volume is not too much, then the production would not happen, okay. What would have been required? Or rather, suppose there is like that, there is another flow of water which is not coming down from a very much high hill, which is coming down from the part of a lower hill, alright. So that kind of a water will also not have that much of speed, okay. So that is why identifying the speed of the water that is flowing down from an undulating region, that is from a very high elevated region, and the volume of water both together has been utilized and has been developed to form the hydroelectricity. Right, students? Hydroelectricity has been produced with the help of all this, by identifying these two, and that is the speed of the water and the volume, okay. By identifying these two forces, rather we can say, or these two properties, we can say that with the help of this, with the help of what? With the help of the technology, okay. With the help of the technology, hydroelectricity is produced, okay, by setting up the plants of hydroelectric power plants, right, from where the volume of the water, the speed of the water is being utilized by for converting it into electric energy, like that. So in this way, we can see that human being has developed technology. Human being has utilized this just flowing of water, a voluminous flow of water that was abundantly flowing into the mountainous region. So this speed and the volume was utilized by human being with the help of technology, with the scientific know-how, and has developed the hydroelectricity, which has lot of utility into our day-to-day life, right? We are just blind without the help of electricity, and most of the plants of producing electricity are hydroelectricity, okay, because the installation plant, although the installation of these plants are very high, but the maintaining of these plants are not too much high. So in this manner we can say that hydroelectricity production has been done by human being. As you have seen, this also refers to your book, that so much of production of electricity could be possible with the help of this technology, alright. So that is one point about the implications of technology for making better utility of the resources that are available from the nature, okay. Then we have, so what are the things we got here, students? Resources have been, that is with the help of technology and with the help of identification by the human being. That is, human are the most important resource. Okay. Next is the technology. So this is also a factor. All right. This is also a factor in the production of, into the production of as resource. All right. Then moving onward, we have time and technology. That is making these two things are being able to make a particular thing into a proper use, and is helping the entire thing to be as a resource. Okay, anything or any substances could be converted to a resource and made of more utility, as I have given you the example of coal. So this or the example of mud, I hope you remember. So these things could be made more usable by the human being with the help of, by the application of technology, by the application of time and all these things. Okay, and patent, it means that the exclusive right over any idea or invention. Okay. See, exclusive idea or exclusive idea, when we have when we have a proper knowledge, when we are dealing with that kind of a knowledge, when we are dealing in details, when we are dealing perfectly with any kind of thing, and have developed some papers on that. Okay, that is what is called as a patent. All right. Now this kind of a patent could be developed. These things are also developed by human being when they are onto a researcherial work. All right. So I hope you understood the things that those are discussed in today's class, and go along with this, whatever is discussed in the class, along with these things you go into the chapter, and we'll be meeting into the next class. Till then, stay healthy, stay safe, study well, and thank you for watching.